What's going on, folks? I am live. I told people on Twitter that I'm going live in 10 minutes, and obviously I'm live right now. So anyway, if you're not following me on Twitter, make sure you follow me on Twitter. All right, I'm gonna probably make sure that I put the link below. The last video I said I was gonna do it, and I did not. So this video is going to be how to raise money to invest. And two things made me want to talk about this particular topic. I could say three, and the third would be my experience. But the two things that made me want to talk about this topic in particular is, one of them, reading an email by Robert Kiyosaki talking about how he got involved in real estate investing and how he didn't have a down payment. So what he did was purchase and flip penny stocks, right? So everybody has their own way of doing things. So before Robert Kiyosaki was doing real estate, he was investing in the stock market or trading in the stock market. He was a day trader, swing trader, whatever you want to call it. Excuse me, guys, I have my coffee here. This is a great cup of coffee. So if there's one thing I'm good at, it's making coffee. This I promise you. So there's nobody in the room just yet, but that's fine, because after the live stream is over, a lot of people are going to be checking out the video. So, and it's also in the afternoon, so let's talk about ways to raise money for investing. Now, a lot of my subscribers are encouraging me to tell my story, keep telling my story, keep talking about the story. So I'm going to talk about something that I think you'll all like. All right? This is part of my story. This is part of one of my more viral videos. So, here's my secret. So let's count this really quick. This is my prop. Now, how did I come up with this cash right here? This is very simple. See, one thing about me that my subscribers understand is that I am not going to try to show you guys one of those, try to create this big business or drop shipping and all this other stuff. I don't do that kind of stuff. I go straight to the skinny. I go straight to something you understand. I make it simple for my subscribers. Okay? And my methods are not going to make you rich, but they're going to make it so that you're not broke. So let's count this really quick, because I haven't counted it. It's from last weekend. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. All right, we got a problem here because some of these bills are facing the wrong direction. I do not like that. Pardon me, guys, for this, but bills facing the wrong direction is not something I like very much. So let's talk about the story behind this right quick before I show you anything else. So you see that this is $21. I thought it was 22, but it's only 21. I'm actually going to make it 22 right now because I got $1 in my pocket. But that's going to take away from the energy or how I raise this money. So it's 21. We're going to turn it into 22. That way it's even. So I got this $21 that I turned to 22. So let's keep it at 21 until the end of the video. Returning some of the bottles and cans in my own home. I haven't been that aggressive to start doing it with other channels, like going out there and finding them. But this entire amount of money is going to be deposited, and I'm going to use the money to buy shares of stock that pay dividends. Let me give you guys a little quick example of how this can work. All right, I was going to talk about this before, but when I got that email from Robert Kiyosaki, it made me want to go in. I was going to wait till next week to go live again, but I said, no way, I'm going to do this right now. So anybody in the chat room that is, or anybody that's with me here on live, if you want to say hello, make sure you say hello. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. All right, so here's an example. Suppose this was $38. Then I deposit it into my brokerage account and I buy one of my favorite companies or shares, which is AT&T, right? AT&T pays $2 annually for their dividend. Now, that annual dividend, okay, is going to, in the next 30 years, make $60. So from doing this, I'm going to make 60 bucks profit in the next 30 years. So that's not exciting. It's very slow, and who cares, right? So let's just suppose we multiplied that times 10. The results would be a little different now, wouldn't it? Now you're talking about $600. For 30 years, $600, that's still not very enticing. What if it was 100? 100 shares. Over 30 years, it's 6,000. Now you're starting to get my attention. However, this is small potatoes, so who wants to talk about small potatoes, right? Well, let's think about this here. Paul Mitchell, okay? Patron, Paul Mitchell hair, all right? He collected bottles and cans, started his business. That's how he fueled his passion. I talked about this in one of my other videos that went viral. Change. This is $11 worth of change here. Most of this change I found on the ground. As you can see, it's really dirty. And as I said in one of my previous videos, always make sure you check the year. Do not just go and take your change back without checking to see if the change is worth something more than what it is. You might find a quarter that's worth $1,000. So don't just run out there and start depositing your change without checking it. This is 1983. You want to look at stuff like that. You want to look at your dimes, your pennies, your quarters. Okay, if you got silver quarters, they're not worth 25 cents. Let me let you guys know that right now. They're worth a lot more than that. So make sure you're checking the dates of your change. I tell people this all the time. Check the dates, because you never know what you're holding in your hand. And if you know something, if you have change in good condition and it is one of the states like Louisiana, if you get all the 50 states in a collection, whether it's used or not, it's still worth more money than the than what you see there, because it's still collector's items. People will still collect non-mint. Just remember that. They will still collect non-mint. All right, this is Iowa 2004. It looks like it's almost mint. What do you guys think? Iowa 2004. So, always make sure that you're checking your change. That's the one thing I say. I don't know about the dollars, but if you find an old dollar bill or something like that, or a $10 and it has red ink on it, or if it's a silver-backed dollar, you might want to think before you cash that in. Usually you won't find those in circulation, because when it comes to silver-backed dollars, most people know what those are. But in the case that you ever get it, because there's a new millennial cashier at a store or something like that, and they don't realize what's there, and they just let's just take a look at the dollar bills really quick too also, guys, just in case. Little trick here with when it comes to money, you want to get to understand money better. You'll see this note is a legal tender for all debts, public and private. So okay, it says Federal Reserve note. All right. I'm not going to get too deep into that because I don't want to spark up controversial conversations. So that is one trick that you can use to raise money for investing in the stock market. Now, my mentor used this trick to buy his first investment property. Can you take bottles and cans if you really aggressively went out there and collected them on the streets, even dug in a trash can, got yourself some gloves, and just didn't care what other people think? I actually see YouTube videos where people can actually make $1,000 collecting bottles and cans in one full day. And these people do not go to work. They wake up early in the morning, they do this, and that's all they do for a living. And they're doing pretty well. So I'm not trying to encourage people to do that. I'm just letting you know that there are so many ways to not be broke out here. So don't be running around just thinking that everything is all about going to work for someone and that's the only way to make money. There's a lot of ways you can do things. There's a lot of ways you can protect your financial situation, right? There's a lot of ways that you can have what you want, but you got to open up your mind and you have to think with business. I always say this all the time, that business makes everything taste better, right? So can you collect these and come up with a down payment for a house that you've always wanted to buy? Yes, because I think between some of the people that I know who do this, because all of us know each other. If you live in an area and you know people who scavenge or collect metal, collect copper, everybody knows each other. You see each other all at the junkyard. Everyone knows who each other is. All the salvagers know who, you know, like, you know your partners. We live in like a secret society. Everybody knows who we are, right? In our own way. We understand who's who and what's what, right? If I'm a scavenger, I usually know other scavengers. That's just the way it goes, right? So scavengers tend to know each other. And so from the people that I know, you know, I know a few people that were able to, you know, they would say something weird like $2,600 in 1 year just with this. We're not even talking about metal, steel, iron, aluminum, or any other recyclables, all right, that they take to the junkyard, get paperwork, and boom. You see it all the time. I see it all the time. So I know who everybody is. So, you know, you see your people, and if you see somebody who's like, you know, hey, I made a cool $8,000 this year, $10,000. Those are the more experienced, really good ones that are really out there making it happen. You know, I'm talking about the waking up at the crack of dawn, going out there finding stuff, and basically doing it all day long. On the weekends, whatever you want to, you know. So when you find those people, and they're scavenging and they're doing all that stuff, and they make it like, you know, good 10 something, you know, do it for a couple of years, and they got what they got going on, a little bit of extra money saved up, to get $20,000, $30,000 or whatever, they got a down payment on a house, no problem. All right, so it's possible. It's possible. So don't think that it's not possible. It definitely is possible. So we're just talking about raising money for investing. You can do real estate, you can do whatever you want, you know. I like to invest in stocks for the most part when it comes to this, because I like the idea of compound interest, right? So you're taking the money that you make in dividends, you're just going to continue to keep reinvesting it, all right? So when you think of extra money and managing extra money, you kind of think of this idea that, you know, you want to keep it moving, right? So anyway, if you guys have any questions, all right, my stash account is trying to give me notifications here. If you guys have any questions, make sure you comment below. Thanks for watching. I'm going to try to remember to put my Twitter link in the description. I will be going live Saturday morning here in the U.S. because I notice a lot of the people who are subscribed to me are subscribed to me from the UK and, you know, other countries, Germany, wherever. So to all my European fans, thank you very much. I think that 10 a.m. is going to be 3 p.m. for you guys. And right now, it's probably really late. So, what time is it? It's 1:55 too. So, I think you guys are 8 hours behind me. So, it's 10 p.m. in the UK right now, I believe. So, or it's 9:55. Or one of those. I don't know, 10, whatever. Who knows? Somewhere in that ballpark. So thank you guys for watching. You guys have a great day. All the people in the U.S. that are watching, we're all in the same timeline unless you're on the West Coast. You're 3 hours behind me. So that means that if you're on the West Coast, it would be going on 11 a.m. right now. So shout out to the West Coasters that are watching this. Have a great one, guys. Enjoy. Make sure that you're subscribing if you stumble upon this. Enjoy.